What's going on, YouTube? It's Thread the Needle. I'm over here with the usual. Got Guap to my left, got Corey to my right. And I'm pretty sure you read the thumbnail, but draft time. It's time to talk about the NFL draft. Thursday, it's all coming out. I believe it started at 7 to 8 o'clock. I'm just super excited. Y'all excited for the draft?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Some fucking action. We get some action in football, man. It's been a minute. I'm ready to go and get into this draft. I'm ready to go and get into it. Let's go.
Oh, what y'all doing for the draft? Let's talk about that real quick.
I'm off, so I'll just be tuning in. Might give me a little bottle or something, celebratory, because it's gonna be the first step in the coach championship run this year. So I'm going to celebrate.
Wish I could have a bottle. Corey?
It's tragic. Just going over a friend's house, spend time with them. Should be fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty much going to be chilling, trying to see what the Pats going to be doing. But we're going to talk about that a little later. So first thing we're going to get into about this draft is kind of what we just expect to see. A lot of major headlines going on with the quarterbacks and who's going to be the top non-quarterback. Well, I'm kind of surrounded by Gator fans, so I know who they got. But what do y'all expect for the draft?
It's gonna be it's gonna be a fun draft. I'm expecting a lot of low key trades. I kind of touch on this a little bit later, but I think one of the top 5 teams in the draft are gonna end up trading out. So I'm expecting that. But I'm just ready to see an in-person draft again. We didn't get in-person last year, and it was still a good draft to watch. But now we get that that moment where they get their name called and they go up and hug the commission. It's always a good moment to see. So I'm just expecting a good watch. It's gonna be a lot of ratings. I know a lot of people gonna be tuned in to the draft. So what's y'all think?
I'm looking forward to 3 things: who my Niners are going to pick, where Kyle Pitts is going to go, and where Kyle Trask is going to go.
Like I said, surrounded by Gators. Only
thing I really care about, but it's still gonna be nice though to see all that stuff. Trevor Lawrence officially being the number 1 pick.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, where do you think Kyle Trask gonna be going in the first?
Hell no.
Well, I guess I'd be asking both of y'all since.
Nah, my guy definitely a 4th or 5th rounder, but
What the fuck? Damn.
I'm being realistic. I love my boy Trash. I think he could definitely be a 2nd or 3rd round talent guy, but I just see him falling to the 4th, 5th round just because, everybody's talking about how he's not mobile. He's kind of a statue in the pocket, even though he not that slow. He's not fucking Tom Brady dirt slow. And Tom Brady got 7 rings.
That wasn't the tune he was singing during the season, by the way. He was talking, he the 2nd best quarterback.
I'm still on that wave. I don't know what
and all that shit. So don't be fooled, y'all. Don't be fooled.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm still on that wave. My boy, late 1st round, early 2nd. Kyle Trask.
But no, I was gonna ask y'all who y'all think gonna be the most dripped out player, because that you gotta
it's about the drip.
It's about the drip. You gotta have.
It's kind of hard to know where their minds are at, but I'm just gonna go with a receiver. Just if I had to guess one off the top of my head, I would say like Jamar Chase or something like that.
Yeah, I actually was going that same route. I thought Devontae Smith would probably be the most dripped out. He seemed to be like a smooth individual. He don't talk a lot, so I feel like he really can pull something off. We already know he's slim as hell, so he gonna be able to pull out something nice.
Yeah, we actually all had the same mindset with receiver. I'm gonna go with someone different since y'all went Devontae and Jamar. I'm gonna go Jalen
Waddle.
You do got dreads, hey.
I think he might come out with a little something.
The hair does matter. Kelly Oubre in the NBA draft, and he had that whole little thing going. He was out there with the drip. Yeah. But what I expect for the draft, I'm really just happy to see that people gonna be in the building for real, and I'm curious to see if the Pats gonna move up. But I honestly don't think they're gonna move up. We never have. I know a lot of people been talking about us moving up, but I really don't think that's gonna happen. And then I wonder where Penei Sewell and Rashawn Slater are gonna go, because those gonna be 2 impact tackles immediately. And a lot of people. Miami just made a big. Well, I ain't gonna say big trade, but they got rid of one of their starters. I believe Eric Flowers was the right tackle. And now they in play for the best.
I thought he was a guard.
Oh man, I thought he was a tackle.
Nah. Well,
he done did it both. He done did it both. Like, and now they're in the play for Rashawn Slater, who if he going to be a guard, that'll be probably the better pick to plug that hole. Or they can get Penei Sewell, who a lot of people think is the best tackle. I think it's Rashawn, but a lot of people think it's Penei. Who do you think is the best tackle in the draft?
I think it's Rashawn too. I watched his tape because I seen a lot of mock drafts had the coach getting him at 21. So I've been watching a lot of his little tapes. I like both of them, honestly. I mean, I think you can't go wrong with either one. But if you're talking about who, I just think it's better between Rashawn and Penei. I'm going Rashawn.
Yeah, I also think Rashawn is better.
And Penei, and I don't think because we didn't have
I like your name, Penei,
that you slop or something. You have been the consensus top tackle for the last 2 seasons. I mean, a lot of people thought you were like the next. What's my boy's name from Ohio State? God damn, I'm blanking. Left tackle. Orlando Pace. Yeah, a lot of people talking like you the next Orlando Pace. So it's gonna be exciting to see what you're able to do in the league. But let's go ahead and talk about like the top 3 quarterbacks. Like, everybody got the Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and question mark. So who y'all think gonna be taking that number 3?
Well, Adam Schefter and Aaron Rappaport kind of blew my phone up yesterday on Twitter, retweeting stuff about the 49ers because I think they had like a press conference on yesterday. And from reading what they were saying, it's seeming like it's Mac Jones. I mean, like they literally said, we don't pay attention to what the fans or what mock drafts say or what people think, like if this quarterback better than the other one. They said they went to a lot of games, seen a lot of film, and it just sounds like they're kind of saying, yeah, we get people saying Mac Jones is probably like the 4th, 5th, 6th best quarterback. I'm not 6, but 4th or 5th best quarterback. But we see something different that we think he's the best quarterback. Well, obviously not the best, but the best that we have on our board. Mm-hmm. So I think it's Mac Jones, even though I would go a different route. I would go Justin Fields, but I'm gonna talk about Justin Fields. I'm gonna talk about your boy. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and get y'all points out, but I got something.
Yeah, as a Niner fan, I've been seeing a lot of stuff with of us getting Mac Jones. Obviously, he's like the closest to Jimmy Garoppolo or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know if this is me being a Florida fan and like not liking Alabama, but I don't really want him. I want Justin Fields, but there's a negative connotation with Ohio State quarterbacks that he has nothing to do with.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, like, Jaren, like, what makes him different from the other Ohio State quarterbacks?
To be honest, it's really his ability to do both things at an elite level. Like, usually with our quarterbacks, you got people like Troy Smith, who was more of a runner, and Terrell Pryor, Braxton Miller. You see he had to become a receiver.
Athletes.
But, yeah, we usually like an athlete who really struggled throughout the air. And then you got Dwayne Haskins. But Dwayne, I would forever say I believed in what Dwayne showed me, and he just wasn't a hard worker. And it showed, they say he was the last one in, first one out. And now people trying to trickle that down to Justin Fields. And I believe that's what's kind of affecting his stock, even though I believe it's fake. I mean, you can look at stuff like Urban Meyer said on Cowherd, anything that had him, he kept saying, Dwayne needs to come back for another season. He's not ready. He needs to sit down somewhere. And what do the Redskins go do? They go like 0-4, down 14. Hey, Dwayne, you want to play today? And now you see where he at. Like, so, yeah. I mean, it sucks to see what happened to Dewey, but I don't believe that he should be affected by the past history of Ohio State, especially since he started at Georgia. But, yeah. I mean, I think Justin Fields is going to be a superstar.
I like him. I like
I'm
what
very
he can
excited to
add.
see what he can do. I take pride in the baseball background. Like, I really value things like that. Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, and Kyler Murray. Yeah. And it's like the ability to slide and get down is very important in the league. And he already got that. And then he got an arm that can make any throw. So I think Justin really got a shot, especially if he goes with a coach who's going to coach him up and like get him in a good system and not try to make him beat Tom Brady because he's not Tom Brady. Like, yeah, you might have to spell it out more for him, but if he's able to get a playbook that works around him and not try to make him something he's not going to be, Justin really going to be one of the next ones.
Yeah, I would love to see Justin with that Niners defense surrounded by those weapons on offense. Yeah. It'd be nice to see it. And like I like players like that dual threat type of player. He's probably not going to be no Lamar Jackson or anything, but it's exciting to see what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And I hope we get him.
He is my surprise. Not really a surprise, but I think he's gonna fall.
Yeah.
I mean, he was projected like before like draft season. He was projected to be a top 5 pick.
He was
like,
the 1B to Trayvon Lawrence,
yeah.
1A coming into the season.
And now all of a sudden he's
still
like
kept
the
up with
4th best quarterback, 5th best quarterback.
I don't know, man. It's because of that. It's because he's black, man. It's crazy.
It does matter. Like those type of narratives is real. Like no matter, I know we're in an age where it's kind of like a light shined on it more, but it's like it's still real. Like even if, like I said with the question of the hard worker, that's like another way for them to say, is it gonna be a nigga? So it's like, matter of fact, since you already talked about people that's gonna fall, who do you think is gonna fall in the draft? Like any major names who you thought was gonna be top 10? It may not be top 10 anymore. I mean, I know you kind of already said Justin Fields, but is there anybody else?
Come back to me.
All right, well, I'm gonna start. I think it's gonna be Devontae Smith. Like Devontae Smith, he murdered my boys. I mean, I witnessed it firsthand. Like for some reason, we thought it'd be smart to put a tough bullet, aka Dak, on him, and he got burned for, I believe, a 45-yard touchdown. And I mean, his build kind of been the talk of the buzz for him in the draft, and him measuring, I believe he was 6'1", maybe 165. And I think that's gonna be kind of, I don't think it's that relevant the way the NFL is these days, but teams are gonna look into that, and you see somebody like Jalen Waddle, who's kind of a do-everything guy, and then you got Jamar Chase, who's a bigger build. And the way the draft is shaking out, not a lot of people need receivers. We know we're in the age of offense, and everybody kind of got a top receiver outside of like the Patriots.
Hey, I got Kendrick Bourne though. You better stop playing.
Oh yeah, you right. We right.
Sending them that Niner boy. But I just might as well stay with Justin Fields after what we said. Black quarterback, Ohio State quarterback. So he has 2 negative connotations to his name. Can't do nothing by either of them. So sadly, I think he's going to drop. Especially with my Niners are probably going to pick Mac. So,
Yeah, Devontae is a good one.
Yeah.
But I'm not really trying to buy into this size thing because it don't really matter. I mean, he said it. I think I seen it this morning. He said like they're not bodybuilders. You don't have to be the biggest player out there on the field to have an impact. I mean, fucking Darren Sproles like 5'9".
Yeah.
Darren Sproles was little as hell, but he was explosive on the field. You don't got to be big to play football. You got to know how to play the game of football. He knows how to play the game. I think he should definitely be the second receiver taken off, but I can see him sliding down to like the 3rd, hell 4th. You never know.
yeah. And then the way the league is going nowadays, they're protecting the players a whole lot more. Receivers are getting out of bounds more. It's not a you come across the middle to get your head knocked off type of league anymore. So I think it should be pretty good. And I've been seeing a lot of Nick Saban covering up for him with all the scouts saying that he's too little and stuff, and saying that he's probably going to be the hardest worker that come in there. So
yeah. One more name I've been thinking about, I think on fall, that nobody's been talking about this whole draft. I mean, we know about the running back at Alabama, Najee Harris, and how he was super dominant this year, probably the best player on the field. But the name I think is gonna fall is gonna be Travis Etienne. Like you know the hype he's been having for like the last 3 seasons, and a lot of people talking about him as first round running back since those times, like the freshman year with Lawrence and all that. And I ain't gonna lie, I think he's gonna be about a 3rd, 4th round pick. I mean, just like wide receivers, I mean, we have a surplus in running backs in the league. And I think Travis Etienne is going to fall victim of that. I think Najee's going to probably be the only running back taken in the 1st, if there's a running back taken in the 1st. And I honestly believe that Travis Etienne is going to be a 3rd round, maybe even day 3 pick.
Yeah. I already knew you was going when you said running back because I had thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I ain't really heard much about Travis Etienne in a minute because, running backs, all you hear is Najee Harris, brother from North Carolina. Yeah. Both of the running backs from North Carolina in the draft. Yeah, but like, damn, I ain't heard really nothing about Travis Etienne. That's crazy because, I mean, he was considered running back 1. Another thing like Justin Fields, like, they were considered within the top 2 in their positions, and now all of a sudden you just see them not get mentioned as much. So.
Yeah, it's been a long time since the season, and now everybody looking at the film and the personalities, and that's when everything take a toll. People starting to think a little too much.
Yeah. So, all right. So, one more question before we talk about what we think our teams are going to do. Who do you guys the biggest sleeper? Like, it might be a Gator that you think is the biggest sleeper.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Who do you think is, like, probably going to be the lowest pick that's gonna pop in the league.
My boy Kadarius Toney
That's one of my picks.
is going to be a baller.
Mm-hmm.
He's fast. He's like a human joystick. He can contort his body in crazy ways. And I just can't wait to see my boy out there. And I guess going back to my early point, I have 4 things I want to see where Kadarius Toney is getting drafted.
Yeah, Kadarius is definitely one of my picks. You know, I've been saying it since day one. I already knew he was going to be a first round pick. I think whoever gets him, I mean, you're getting an explosive playmaker. You can play him. You can put him at slot receiver. He can play running back a little bit. You can have him outside. You can have him on kickoff return, punt return. You can put him anywhere. I mean, he's an overall weapon, and you know, with the way the game is today, you need weapons. You know, you don't necessarily need just the biggest receiver. You need somebody that's gonna still be able to make a play.
Yeah.
And his break tackle ability is, I think, is the best in the draft, better than any of the running backs too. I mean, I didn't see this man get crowded by 6 players and somehow get out and score a touchdown.
On a bum ankle.
Yeah, on a terrible ankle. So I think his ability to be able to shed tackles is like undeniable. I mean, and he's only like 5'9" with a $180.
Yeah.
So I think Kadarius Toney is one. My other one is kind of going hand in hand with who I think the Colts will pick too, but Azeez Ojulari, edge rusher. I can't wait because I've been watching so much tape on him, man. That dude he's sneaky.
That's Georgia, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sneaky.
I know you know about that.
He's sneaky.
I know you know about him.
Yeah, Azeez Ojulari is my other one.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got 3 sleepers. Kind of like I got to talk about somebody off the Buckeyes I think gonna be slept on. That's Jonathan Cooper, who's a defensive end, probably gonna be definitely a day 3 pick. I mean, dude is strong. That's pretty much all. He's strong. He can really set the edge in the run game. He has pass rushing moves. That's something he can improve on. But I think he can kind of give somebody a Taquan Lewis like rotational piece that's very solid. That can rush the passer. And then I have Greg Newsome, DB out of Northwestern. I seen him go out there and dominate my boys. And I mean, Northwestern really cooking up something. They're gonna have somebody coming out in probably 2-3 years named Brandon Joseph. Remember the name, true freshman dude, mossed on Garrett Wilson. And that's mighty hard to do with a one-hand snag. And my last one will be the boy from Alabama, not literally Alabama Crimson Tide, but the state of Alabama, Nico Collins. I really love what he can do.
That's crazy. That was
yeah.
I was just about to add Nico.
Yep, Nico, man, that's a guy who can go and get it. He could be a red zone threat for a team. I mean, dude, he may not be able to pop because it's a wide receiver league these days, but he can really give you a Brandon Marshall-like guy in the red zone because I didn't watch him go and dunk on Okuda, Garyon, like Denzel. He can go up and get it.
Yeah. Another player I want to add too, just to get my gated by is Trayvon Grime. Another big body receiver, kind of like Nico Collins, 6'5". He was one of the top receiver recruits when he came out of high school. Mm-hmm. People forget about that. I mean, yeah, his numbers at Florida were not that great, but I mean, we spread the wealth. I mean, everybody touches the ball in our offense, so we don't really have like that star receiver, even though we have a lot. Like, we have 5 receivers taking.
He's literally fighting touches with Kadarius Toney and
Kyle Pitts. Like, come on, 2 first-round players at that. Like, can't really blame him for having low numbers, but I think he could be a sleeper. You know, might go undrafted though.
Yeah, and one more guy. I mean, like I just want to give a shout out to Wyatt Davis. I don't know how the hell you became like the 4th best inside offensive lineman, but whoever take him in day 2, because I really don't think any inside guys, because usually the guys who get taken can do both. Like Rashawn, he can play inside. Elijah Vera Tucker, he can play inside, but they both got a bunch of reps at tackle also. But like this dude is a pure guard, and whoever take him, you got yourself a solid one for years to come. Now let's go and talk about what do we expect. I know we kind of predicted what we thought the 49ers would do. Of course, you said you wanted the 49ers to get Justin Fields, and they're like, a reason why is it because you kind of tired of the pocket passer or something?
Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to spice it up. I wanted to see what Justin Fields can do with this. Like I said, with all these offensive weapons, you know, Ayuk, George Kittle, Debo, all them boys, and then we have a pretty good offensive line. I want to see what Kyle Shanahan can do with a runner and a thrower. And then he has a pretty good defense on the other side. You know, Bosa coming back, so we're gonna be straight. I want to see him. I want to switch it up because I like when I see like Russell Wilson and Lamar Jackson. Like those fans, like they enjoy their team. The games are amazing. You know, because it's like every offensive possession, you don't know what can happen. Your quarterback can go run, make a crazy play, or he can throw and make a crazy play. But with Jimmy, it's more like just a throw. So I want to see some mixed it up.
What about them Colts, man?
Go ahead, man.
Oh, I guess I'll go see what we pick
y'all-
before y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of hope that all the narratives come into play in terms of Justin Fields, and I hope he falls to us. I mean, I know falling to 15 to be a stretch, so we might have to trade up. Man, I said I don't want to trade up. So if he or Trey Lance don't fall, I just want to take Michael Parsons. I think he's the best defensive player in the draft, and he would help bring speed to the Patriots. I mean, we're limited in terms of being fast. I mean, we got Jonathan Jones and DB and Stephon Gilmore. They're probably the fastest players on the entire team. And like, granted, Chase Winovich, he's been giving us a good time. Josh Uche, he's been giving us some nice plays his rookie season. Got brought back Kyle Van Noy, Dante Hightower be coming back. But I feel like Michael Parsons, he'll just bring more energy to that linebacking core and really build a defense that really might be top 5 in the league next year.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of touch on the Pats too, cause I kind of wonder that kind of going hand in hand with what I was talking about earlier. I think if Justin Fields goes in the top 5, y'all gonna be trading with the Falcons to get that 4 pick. I think if the Falcons trade out of the number 4 pick,
if we trade with the Falcons, we getting Julio, yo.
I don't think y'all getting Julio and the number 4 pick.
Nah, I think we
Y'all got to give us
some.
something. Y'all giving up something too.
Hey man, Kendrick Bourne.
Nah, Kendrick Bourne there to stay.
Nah, bro.
That Niner there to stay.
Something more than that.
He there to stay.
You gonna have to give us something. You gonna have to give up fucking
84.
something. But I think if Justin Fields goes in the top 5, that would be the scenarios if a team trades up for him. But with the Colts, I mean, I kind of said I think we're gonna get Azeez Ojulari because I think our biggest need is edge rushing. Mm-hmm. We have one of the worst edge rushing attacks in the league, and that's really like, I mean, I think that, and we should definitely get a corner with our 2nd or 3rd round pick. I think those are our 2 biggest needs, but I definitely think we're gonna go edge rusher first because I mean, the top 3 edge rusher, you got Parsons. But Parsons, I mean, I don't think
Parsons
he's really a
has
pass rusher.
he's more of just an all-around guy who's just like elite blitzer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think Azeez Ojulari, Jalen Phillips from Miami.
Gregory Rousseau.
Yeah, both of them boys from Miami. I think those are the top 3 edge rushers. So, I mean, either one of those 3 I'll be fine with, even though I would prefer Azeez, but I'm cool with either one of the 3.
Just because of how long he's been dominating Florida.
Hey, man, get back.
But, all right, how about that? I was thinking, because you said like we had to give up something. What about number 4 pick, Julio Jones, for the number 15 pick, first round of next year, and Stephon Gilmore?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that. I'm taking that from the Falcons. Wait, but how much Gilmore getting paid? I mean, the reason why they're giving up.
He's one of the highest paid corners, if not the highest corner. I want to say Jalen Ramsey one-upped him with the contract he just got. But
I don't know. So with the Falcons, I mean, because the reason why they're getting rid of Julio is for contract.
I mean, hey, man. But the thing is, with Stephon, his contract's, but he's an unrestricted free agent next year. So if you don't want to bring him back, you can let him go. And you also got a first round pick from us for next year. And then you got the 15th pick where you can probably draft a DB, like a J.C. Horn or Caleb Farley if you want to take that chance, which is kind of crazy that Caleb Farley's falling. I know we already talked about people who think going to fall. Caleb Farley. Now, he was arguably the best corner coming in like to the offseason, but that second back surgery, I done seen people have him falling to the Packers. And I know Courtney will do backflips. He can finally get rid of Kevin King.
They brought that boy back. They brought him back.
Well, yeah, anything else y'all kind of got on the draft? Something y'all looking forward to?
But there was, I did see something about the NFL about how they're changing their jersey number rule.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of crazy.
It's going to be a lot of kickers getting knocked up out of them numbers, them single digits.
The wild thing is, though, the NFL doing something where it's like, if you trade your jersey because Dalvin Cook wanted to get number 4,
yeah,
you got to buy all the merchandise that they made with 33. So like with Dalvin Cook, it was $1.5 million, and he said, "No, I'm good." So it's
You
like
gotta do that.
You gotta buy any jersey that the NFL made with your name and number on it.
They can't
before you
just
can change it.
discontinue it.
I mean, that's how they doing. That's how they doing.
Why the NFL so crazy?
Dalvin Cook paying 1.4. I wonder how much Pat P got to pay because Pat P switched to 7. He went back to 7.
Like, imagine that. Like, the NFL is always something. Like, they're like, okay, we'll give you your numbers, but you got to do all this crazy stuff. Like, that's crazy.
And hey, one thing about the draft, you might well put your phone down, not even check Twitter, because they told Adam Scheffner and Woj and Sham, all them people that try to race to say, hey, I got the pick. They said if you do that shit, we on your ass. So it's gonna be exciting just to have your eyes on the draft for the first time, not worry about being spoiled about what the pick is. 3 picks ahead. So
they stay doing that, man.
Like, what's the price? Like, okay, at first it was cute when Woj started doing it. It was fun. I was like, ooh, guess what? I know who they finna pick. But now it's like, all right, nigga, it's been 5 years. Like,
NFL, like, all right, y'all better stop that.
What they say they were gonna do? Like,
I don't know. I think they just asked them not to. I don't know if it's actually a punishment behind it. But I mean, Woj, you with ESPN, so
yeah, you got your job now.
They will give you a punishment. Like,
you see what they did to Paul Pierce.
I mean, shout out Paul Pierce.
Yeah, shout out to the truth, man. I see my boy there in the lab.
Like
he was in the lab.
Making a comeback.
Nah.
Oh, I don't want to know what lab you talking about, man.
He was
in the lab. He was on cloud 9.
Yeah, he was in the lab, literally. Like, but if you enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button. Subscribe, 'cause I know a lot of y'all watch these videos and don't realize that you aren't subscribed. So hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps us out. And comment down below who you want your team to draft, like, and who sleepers you got, you know. And anything I want to say to the people before we slide?
Shit, hey man. We ain't talking about Terrence Clark. That shit kind of messed me up. I ain't gonna lie. That was a bad situation. You know, he was a Boston kid too. I ain't really know that. Like, I'm like, damn, what the Celtics would have drafted?
I mean, hopefully they let the Celtics get some honorary draft pick and get to take them. And kind of like how they did, what is it, Isaac Austin? Wasn't it Isaiah Austin or something?
Yeah,
something like that.
Bailey.
Yeah, kind of like how they did that. And I think that'll be a pretty dope moment.
Yeah. It was just sad to see. It sucks to see a player. Anybody that young, especially with somebody with his future and he just signed to Clutch Sports, him and BJ Boston. So keep him and his family's prayers, and also keep BJ Boston in your prayers too, because I know it hurts.
Oh yeah. All right, y'all. Well, y'all keep threading them needles, and we'll see y'all later. Deuces.